Welcome to part two. We're joined by Richard from Rotherham. Women love him, men want to go on his boat. How you doing, Richard? How you doing, mate? Oh, look, seems you have a bit of a tech issue here. All right, mate.
How you doing? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, lad. Uh, okay. White Rhino's come out and he said, and I quote, the corner was a shambles. Daddy Don Charles and all the rest of them in there. He says it was an absolute shambles. What do you make of that? And do you think that's probably why old man DeVars sent him on the way? Oh, are you there, mate?
Uh,
Go on.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's old man Dubois sending you on the way.
Don Charles has gone, hasn't he? He's gone now, so
Yeah.
he's out
But,
of equation. So
but
why
what were you mean
do you
about right
think?
Rhino? Just say that again.
Well, I just said to you that Don Charles has issue with them now. They're done.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, like I say, should he get the blame for that? Probably not. But is he the man to take him any further? Probably not.
Yeah.
That's where they've got to look at it. They've rolled the dice with him. They've hoped that he build the confidence up. Like I said on part one, he did build the confidence up. That bit was a success. Has he done anything regards his attitude if he gets it? Has he done anything regards his boxing style? Has he done anything about any of that? No, is the answer. So what do? They've got to radically change something in him, or they've got to repackage him and milk him with fighters who he's not going to lose against or he's in 50-50s with, which is most of the fighters out there, to be honest. It's most of the heavyweights. There's only Usyk and maybe one or two others who can do a similar sort of thing. I think Tyson would do a similar sort of thing to Dubois. May not knock him out as quickly. I'm not sure, but he's proven he's not got a brilliant chin, and Tyson has got a decent knockout percentage. But who else is going to do that to Dubois? Do you
Well,
think? Do you think? Do you think Chisora would fancy Dubois now?
nah, as soon as he got hit, he'd be on his way. When I think Devar would take him out.
Yeah.
I think he'd take Chisora out. Joshua, I think that could be a closer fight. I think he'd be favourite, but it depends what Joshua's got left. Because after you've had a shellacking like that, I mean, he's been knocked out 3 times now, him, hasn't he? Joshua's been knocked out twice, so they're damaged goods, aren't they? Joshua's been down 10 times, Fury 8 times. How many times has Dubois been down? He's been down loads of times, hasn't he? So obviously these guys don't know about defence, do they?
Well, not only that, but Joshua's had some bad knockdowns, hasn't he? Every knockdown he had off Usyk, off Andy Ruiz was bad. That was a bad night. That obviously it was a bad knockout from Dubois last fight. Lights out. He's had some bad knockouts. So
Well, you're
that
looking
that
at
don't bode
30
well for
times
him.
they've been on deck, aren't they? Or is it 29 times? Fury 10 should be 11. Joshua 8 should be 9. And then you've got Dubois. Lorena had him down 3 times. Usyk had him down twice first time, twice this time. Well, what's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When it 5 times this time? No. How many times did he go down overnight? Him? A couple of times, wasn't it?
Dubois twice, wasn't it?
Twice, wasn't it? Twice. And he
Yeah.
was twice in first fight. And then Lorena 3 times. What's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Joyce.
Joyce, won it twice against Joyce?
Yeah, I think so.
9, that's 9. Fury 10, him 9, Joshua 8. What's that? 27 times, but it should be 29.
Yeah.
So the proof is in the pudding. The top Brits can't hold a shot. That's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. When they get hit on them beards, they go bandy legs. So whether they're not doing enough squatting or axe squats or road work, I don't know. But we can't teach defensive fighting. It's plain as day. Dave Allen's not been down as many times as them, and he's been in with some big hitters. So
Yes.
So it makes you wonder. You're either tough or you're not. I think Dave Allen could get that Dubois fight. It could be a mix for that. And what did I say last week? Dave Allen, the Rhino, against Triple Knee, John Coffey, at the Copper Box this Christmas in a crossroads fight. I could be right there, couldn't I, kid?
You could be right, but listen, that would be dangerous for Dave Allen. I don't care how tough
He
he
won't be
is.
bothered as long as he gets a couple hundred in bank after tax. He'll be happy.
Well,
He's already sold his
yeah.
soul, hasn't he? Come on, let's have it right. All of them will sell the
Yeah.
soul. 99% of them are brassers, and they get that off the managers.
Yeah, getting taking shots off Fisher is a little bit different to taking shots off Dubois. We both know that would be a bad move. You and I both got long memories, and we were both talking about Dave Allen potentially getting some real problems if he carried on 4 or 5 years ago and beyond. So
he's still doing it now, isn't
he? He's dropped lucky. If he hadn't have had that first Fisher fight, we'd have still been seeing him on his patio all the time on YouTube and doing videos to get views and money. And where would he have gone? He'd have been doing the same thing. He'd have been trying to scrape a living, going back to old trainers and promoters like he did with Dennis, and then let Dennis down. Didn't give him a return, did it?
Let Dennis down twice. Dennis put investment into him for his first 7 fights. Won't gut Jim. So we Dennis, it's no tolerant. You have your uses for Dennis, and if in end you look like you're taking piss, you're gone.
He had a show at the weekend, didn't he?
Dennis.
Yeah.
Max were doing some commentating on it. We'll come to that another day. But
right, okay, yeah.
But listen, all I'm going to say for that show that Dennis put on, he's a trier, isn't he? He's a trier. But we'll come to that another day. But getting back to Dave Allen.
Yeah, cool. No, I was just saying, I only heard it when I was talking to a mate of his. I wasn't even aware he got one on until his mate mentioned it to me.
Yeah, he's just had one on Fight Zone, but he's got the way behind that. Small holes. There's a big gap now between World Championship fighting and these shows, and then the small. There's no middle ground now. Have you noticed? It's either pony, and nobody's interested because the barrels were scraping barrel. Or we've got like that at weekend. To be honest with you, rest at show were a bit pony, wasn't it? After that main.
Talking about small old promoters, did you catch that on YouTube regarding Dean White stepping away from boxing, concentrate on?
I'm surprised he's stepping. I thought he stepped away 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he's concentrating on his other businesses because it's other businesses.
Does he pay tax on them other businesses?
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Pony macaroni, for the sake of chatting pony, isn't it?
Right. But anyway, he said he's stepping away from it.
In other news, water's wet.
Yeah.
Are they making a remake to Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes? He could always play stuntman, couldn't he, for Wesley?
Yeah, he loves those tussles on planes, doesn't he? But it's a tougher game than you think getting into it, isn't it?
Listen, you know what Dennis always used to say to me? Dominic Ingle always used to have plenty to say in Sheffield Star, especially if Bob Westerdale were interviewing him. He'd always have plenty to say about boxing in Sheffield. So Dennis always used to say, "You seen this at Sheffield Star, Porky?" I go, "Yeah." Why don't Dominic Ingle start putting shows on, put the money in the pocket? So that's what I say to people who've got plenty rattle, especially them who've got a few quid. Put your hands in your pocket like Dennis does. All right, yeah, you have to take it on chin every now and then. But Dennis is a trier and he's a winner and he always finds a way. So we'll see. But whether he's got up bubbling at the moment, I doubt it. But hey ho. Do you think it'll be Parker next or Fury or Caballel for Usyk? Because he's just running through a lot of them, isn't
he? I'm not sure whether he'll fight again. I think the only thing that could tempt him would be two things. Even though I don't think he's money motivated like a lot of other people are to the same extent. Of course, he wants pain.
Yeah.
Does he deserve an easy fight, an easier fight than normal?
No, they'd have to, for him, there'd have to be
to
a
get a big
champion or
payday.
a former champion, somebody with a bit of pedigree, so he can say
Yeah,
took the next in line. And I think it'd be Parker. It'd have to be
yeah.
Parker, wouldn't it, after what happened with that Dubois carry on? Because he looked
I
like
mean,
Dubois
if
bottled
any,
it, didn't it?
yeah, if he deserves, if anybody deserves another payday, because he doesn't need the money, but he could choose that option where he just thinks, yeah, I've given this boxing game enough. I'll get another 20, 30, 40 mil just to walk away with. Or it may be that he wants to absolutely close the door on Fury, beat him for a third time, and then there's no argument. There's no argument at all, because I still think there is an argument from a lot of people to say how the decisions that were made, and I think that if he came back and beat Fury convincingly, that'd be a lot of satisfaction for Usyk. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think Usyk thought he lost. I don't think that for a second, but I think he's a sort of person to say, right, let's draw a line under this, like he did with Dubois. Let's just check any.
He had a bit of
doubts
spice in him, did he, Richard? Do you think?
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he had a bit.
Which I like to see, because all the best fighters have, mate, haven't they?
Yeah.
All the best ones have. Even the greatest. When he wanted to, he was as spiteful. He was a killer, wasn't he? When he needed to be.
Ali or
No, yeah. No mercy.
No mercy. These guys are killers, roadmen killers. Ali may have come across as a nice guy, but in that ring, bad man, bad geezer.
Yeah.
Hurt you.
Yeah.
Come across nice to disarm you. And he's not going to say, I'm going to do this and do that. Mike Tyson used to say that. And once somebody hit Mike Tyson back, it was like, oh, I've just been hit. You see what I'm coming? We never saw Mike Tyson in a tear-up that he won, did we? He always seemed to get knocked out, didn't he?
In the later, I think the last tear-up that he won was against Ruddock. Donovan.
Razor
Ruddock. That
was a tear-up, was it really?
That was a life and death, that, wasn't it?
You probably could say that's the only one where he came through.
Yeah, he came through. Bota was a little bit.
First Ruddock one.
Yeah, Bota was a little bit.
Botha.
Yeah, Bota, France Bota. That was a little bit of a
wild swing.
Yeah, it was. That was a bit, and he came through that. But he could have easily got caught himself during that when he came through that. But most of all, yeah. But like I was saying to you the other day, I am a Mike Tyson boxing fan. I am a Mike Tyson boxing fan. But you can't look at his career in the full extent of it and praise it too much, because his career was very short. He was at his best for a very short period of time, wasn't he?
Yeah, somebody sent me an email this morning. Oh, why do you always go on about how many wins people have got over champions? Well, I do it to gauge where that fighter's career is. When people say, oh, he's a great, he's this and that. Now, when you've got Ali with 16 wins over champions, Lennox 14, Usyk 13, Andre Ward with 7. You know what I mean? You can see where we're going. Hagler and Leonard with 7 each. And you can see how great Usyk is. But look at how many fights Hagler, Leonard had, Andre Ward. They haven't got that many wins of a champions as Usyk's got like 13 out of 24 fights. So he got straight down to business like Lomachenko did when he first turned pro. Do you remember? These guys are not here to waste a full training camp to fight a bin man. They want to get in there with proper fights, don't they?
You're absolutely right. And what it does, it just takes it just brings a level of objection, of being objective towards that view, because we're all emotional. We all have our favourites. It's like football fans blindly saying good things about their teams or teams of the past and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because they're emotion. I've been like that in the past. You have your favourite. I've just been watching a fight on YouTube a couple of hours ago from 80s, and you've got your favourite fighters. But it's only when you do put some measure against it and you look at it, you'll try and look at it in an objectional way. That's not objectional way, an objective way, should I say? Sorry. That and you have some sort of barometer on it. How many punches did they actually land? How many champions did they beat? What were the champions like? How many belts were there? Blah, blah, blah. That you can bring some sense to it. But we're all guilty of that, bias because we've got favourites and our emotions. Yeah. But you've got to have some way of bringing it back down to earth, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the stats, right, Usyk, let's put this charger in there because it's running low. Usyk is still throwing as many punches, feinting as much as he were 10 fights ago as a cruiserweight, as he is now. So nothing's changed. He's just upped his game, even though he's put an extra couple of stone on. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, it is. And that's because, then that's because he's, as you said earlier in part one, he's never out at gym. He'll go home and have a rest. But he won't do anything that's really detrimental to his body in that time. He'll just rest. He'll spend time with his family, and then if he chooses to come back, he'll come and do the same sort of things. I've heard that his warm-ups take a good 30, 40, 45 minutes just to get warmed
45 minutes stretching. 45 minutes stretching. And then after the session, another fucking load of stretching as well. That's just the stretching element of it. That's why it's so flexible. I haven't got the patience to do that. So that's 40. So you've got an hour and a half in stretching a day. You've got 40 odd minutes for ANRAPs when they're sparring. So your 2 hours a day are hardly doing anything there. Just getting the basics right, warming up and cooling down. And they do everything properly. It jumps in them fish ponds, doesn't he, as an ice bath. Do you know what I mean? Fish pond.
It's sheer willpower, isn't it, Russ? It's willpower. It's just sheer
fish pond. They just went underwater. They weren't going, like John from Welcome Estates jumping in Peter Fury's tub. I was like, oh, I know what's doing here.
I knew you were going.
You what?
I knew you were going to bring that up.
John, well, I was saying, Peter Fury Jr. says, are you getting in pokers? I'm not getting in there. Do you know what I mean? Like Usyk just went straight into icy fish pond and went underneath water and then did his 15 minutes and come out. Not a mental strength on that. It's unbelievable, makes it freezing, isn't it? Yeah. But it's different gravy, mate. Different gravy, their training regimes. And I think our lot need to up the game as regards training, dedication. Get off that social media. Stop selling your arseholes on there. I mean, you've got Dave Allen on there every day now. I mean, how's he doing training, resting and YouTubing? I don't know. He's obviously took his mind off ball, hasn't he? His eye off at ball. He should be in camp. I thought we were going to see the new Operation Rhino, Operation 28, whatever they're calling it. Take it serious, our UK fighters, but we're not, are we? We're trailing.
He's not made.
Brains.
He's not made that.
Cricket.
He's not. He's not made. He's not made that way. He's not made that way. His dad's not made that way. He's not been brought up that way. He's a tough kid who's got some talent, but he's got no willpower. He's not disciplined in any way whatsoever. It's a good job. It's a good job, from what I understand. It's a good job he's not bothered about a pint. Because if he was, he'd be going the same way as his dad. So he's lucky that he's not got that bug, because he'd be on that game as well. But apparently he's not bothered about it. So it's a good job because he's got no discipline.
No, that's it. Do you know what I mean? I've seen him stood there on TalkSport with belly out. That's our next generation, our next hope to do something. That's where we're at. Shooting it that or Ewing. What's going on here? Where are we going here with these heavyweights?
Well, we've got one, haven't we? Potentially, which is we've not talked about it on part two, but we've got Moses. We've got Moses, haven't we? So hopefully, and we said before, the only thing it looks like that can derail his career is if he does it himself. So it's looking like he's on the right path at least. We won't know, will we, until another 2 or 3 years down the line? But it's looking positive.
Well,
and by the way, I am lumping on Moses no matter what odds are for the next fight.
Well, there's talk in Moses Atome for Usyk. They're going to push the WBO. If they roll the dice with that kid at 12-0 or 13-0 after he's done white, they'll finish him off because Bricktop's not got a grip on the division now. Usyk's got all the belts. So all they're going to want to do now is try and split them belts up behind the scenes. Watch it unfold. Fury ain't got a belt. Dubois ain't got a belt. Usyk's got the lot. Watch it happen now. Within 48 hours, you're going to see movement. And you're going to see governing bodies calling for mandatories and stuff like that and trying to say you've got so long to enter into talks. Watch it unfold. Because they haven't got any belts now. Matchroom or Queensberry. They're out of the equation. Al Heyman ain't got a belt. The belts are Usyk's belts. You've got all 6 belts. That's where we're at.
Yeah. I'm talking about his next fight though. I am lumping up on
Moses against Dylan White. Well, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Super Bean came out and he said, and I quote, British boxing's booming. So I said, British boxing's booming. We're talking Jake Paul for Joshua, who's shot to shit and one's a gimmick fighter. You're talking Dylan White, pushing 39-year-old, and Moses Atome, a novice, right, on pay-per-view. And you're talking Dubois against Usyk. This is from his video the other day. Dubois Usyk in a rematch where Dubois quit off a jab and didn't win a round. And he just lost every round now. He lost every 30-second block of every round. That's 30 blocks, wasn't it? 5 rounds, 20 or 30 blocks. Never won a 30-second block in that fight overnight. So how is British boxing booming? How? Oh, Ben Whittaker, an Olympic silver medalist who's not wanting to fight anybody. Well, these are Olympians. Where are we going here? And you're talking Dave Allen Fisher, maybe rematch. Do me a favour. They can't even match Dave Allen in Sheffield at the moment. So how's British boxing booming? It's only been pushing that narrative because he's got to do. Because he's employed by DAZN, isn't he? That's how it goes. Stop lying, Bean!
So who will you be betting on? It's my question.
Won't be Dylan White, will it? He'll just be turning up for a payday. I'll be betting on the other kid, but if the other kid gets took out, they've rushed him. If he beats Dylan White, does that mean he can call out Usyk? Come on. They're going to put him in with Dylan White and they're going to call Usyk out, but they're not going to want to take the fight. Because if they do, they'll be wasting the kid's career, I think, because he's not ready for Usyk. They've ruined the kid's career.
Yeah, you're right. It's you've got to be thinking long term with him, and you've got to be waiting until Usyk disappears.
We're going to try and get that WBO belt freed up so Moses Atome can fight a cream puff for a vacant belt. That's what you're going to get. Yeah. So they're going to go Dylan White, and then they're going to win that one. Then they're going to scream for Usyk. Usyk's going to do Parker about Christmas time or maybe just after. And then they're going to try and get that belt took off Usyk after the Parker fight. That's what they're going to do. And then it'll be Moses probably against Parker or somebody else but vacant belt, maybe Joshua or something. Let's throw a dice. They'll try and pinch that belt off Usyk. But he'll probably just say, yeah, take it and I'll come back for it another time. Like he did with that IBF. So, and then he'd be 3 times undisputed, won't he? But that's how I look at it. They're going to try and get a foot in the door now. They forget all this interim champion stuff and all that. They're going to try and get a foot in the door, try and get Parker upgraded to champion or Parker against Moses after the next fight. That's where the WBO is their only angle. They did it with IBF. I don't think they'll let them do it again. It'll be the WBO. Trust me. Or they might try and pinch that regular belt to try and have a little tiny toe in the door. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Repeat. That's what this is, to just try and stay relevant, because at the moment we have one world champion in the UK that's a male, and that's Nick Ball, isn't it? That's it. Yeah. That's our own champion. And we invented the game. One world champion. And he's a good champion as well, Nick Ball. Other than that, that's it. So where's all these great coaches? The Ben Davidson Performance Centre. What happened to that against Dubois? What happened to that against Usyk? Although I don't think he trained him when he fought Usyk, did he? But the point I want to make is, all these big trainers, we've got no world champions, have we, on the Nick Ball? So where are they? Where's these great trainers?
Well, they don't seem to be there yet. No, they don't seem to be there. All the fighters aren't coming through, or both. But you know yourself, it goes like this, Russ. It goes like this, peaks and troughs. We get this where we get nobody, and then all of a sudden we get people coming through because of whatever reasons. You know, more and more people need money. They start taking up boxing either because they've seen it on TV or they've got their on their arses, and we get a glut of people coming through. So it will come again. Maybe not as many, but we'll be in a better position at some point in time. The biggest challenge they face is that in all combat sports, it's globally becoming a way out from even more people. So you've got a bigger pool of competition than you ever have done in regards to people who are finding it as a way out of doing it, of being poor and having a life for themselves. So I think we'll see Britain become successful again, but we've got to go through this trough before we get back to a peak.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
It is.
It's a shame, but okay. David Adelaide is going to fight Ergovic. I think he could throw his name into that, and if he beats Ergovic, David Adelaide against Dubois, a comeback fight, or do you think they'll go for an easy one and rebuild Dubois?
They've got to rebuild Adelaide. Adelaide's still in that rebuilding process. He had a good win. They've got to keep them simmering away. And like I say, wait until the belts are divided, and then once that happens, instead of 10 people going after one champion, you've got and realistically maybe one or two having a chance. You've got 5 or 6 belts available online, where you can then get 20 people all battling away and creating more money. You know how it goes, but it's better than anybody else. It's that's how it works. So what do you do? Throw somebody in with Adelaide who he's got a 50-50 with right now, or do you say, well, wait till the belts have been disbanded, and then not only are they fighting for those main belts, they're fighting for the silver belts and all that stuff that's going round, and trying to get them mixed that way, so they all get a bit of the cake, don't they?
Yeah. Could you see Fury coming back and jumping the queue to get Usyk?
Yeah, I can see that. Like I say, I think that yeah, I can see it happening. I think that Usyk fancies the job all day long. I think Tyson fancies the job. So I don't, because I genuinely believe that Tyson thinks he won, and I genuinely believe Usyk thinks he won. I think that's how they think. I think Tyson genuinely believes it, right? Does it mean it happened? No, but does he believe it? Yeah, that's what I think, and I think Usyk does. Yeah. So I think that Usyk, like I said earlier, could possibly take that fight just to close the door on it. But
how many times does he have to beat these people?
Yeah, I know, but the ball's in his court. He will be the one that chooses to do what he wants. And if he does, like we said in the video last week or whenever it was, if he chooses to walk away, wanting us all leaving more, what a way to go out.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, but what happens with these sort of guys? They hang on too long because the people around them can't turn the money down. And when you're getting that kind of poke, what he's picking up, it's hard to knock back in it, I guess.
It is, but Klitschko didn't do it, did he? After his defeats, he didn't come back after the Joshua defeat.
Ball, didn't he? He knew his game. Yeah. And there's a time when they say, enough's enough. Vitally Klitschko got out at right time, didn't he?
Yeah. Lewis got out at right time, didn't he?
Roch did. Calzaghe, they all got out, didn't they? Once they come to end.
Yeah, and I think they know. They know when it's over. Usyk's probably got physically and the ability to have more than 1 or 2 fights in him, but it'll be that, does he really want to do it? Is it that appetite for it? Not is he capable or fit enough, it's does he want it enough?
Yeah, and that's where we're at. So all in all, who would you like to see Usyk fight next?
You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Parker.
If if he's only going to fight one person, the only person that deserves to be in the ring with him, in my opinion, is Fury. He's the only person that deserves to be in the ring with him. Who else gives Usyk any sort of competition?
Yeah, yeah, not really anybody, is there really? He can give him a bit more competition than others, can't he, Fury?
I think so. I think so, Russ. I think that I think one of the comments in one of the videos we did before, where Richard's obviously a Tyson fan. I've not made any. I've not made any. I'm not in that fact. I'm a Tyson Fury fan,
Yeah.
but I'm also sensible enough to know just how fantastic Usyk is. You know, he can't get away from that. But he's the only person I could see giving Usyk any sort of competition. Nobody else comes close to the.
Is it a rebuild job for the Garden?
Oh, absolutely, absolute, totally. I mean, you wouldn't. He could just from that fight, just from that money he got from on Saturday, mate. He's made it in boxing, and he regards financial rewards. He could retire at 27 and live the good life for the rest of his life. So could his kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
Where does he go? All he can hope for is that Usyk rides off into the sunset, and he's one of the top 3 or 4 left of the bunch, and he can milk it and maybe pick up an odd belt because they've been fractured.
Where does Usyk lie in the all-time greats? Is he top 5, top 6, top 10?
Easy top 5.
So you're going to have Ali, Lennox Lewis, Usyk, Foreman, Fraser, Larry Holmes, that kind of, in that sort of mix.
Well, he's easily. I don't put Fraser as high as that. I think Larry Holmes definitely,
Yeah.
because he was. You could say his competition wasn't that fierce, but he was just dominant. There was nobody to touch him for so long. Just nobody to touch him at all. He does belong in that conversation. Fraser, no, I'm a fan. I'm a Joe Fraser fan. I've read his book. I'm a fan of his, but he only really became well known because of his stylistic matchup with Ali, didn't he? That's what he got known for, his style. And he was a tough kid, and he was a very light, heavyweight boxer, wasn't he? He was very small and
Yeah. Okay.
the way
All
he
right.
fought, but I wouldn't have put him in that category.
Put Usyk above Larry Holmes.
Yeah,
So would you put Usyk above Lennox?
I find it difficult to see how Lennox Lewis wouldn't manage to beat him. I think he's just too. I know Fury's bigger, but he's not built the same way that Lewis is. But Usyk could catch him a lot easier than what's his name, Asim Rahman did, and yeah, he could. So that'd be a great fight, wouldn't it? But it's all happy theory, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for coming on, Richard. You've been a real tonic. I hope you're well. All right. You have a great Monday.
Well, I hope you're recovered, mate. I hope you're recovered, and crack on with the rest of the week after your weekend. All right, mate. See you later.
Take care, mate. Cheers,
Cheers,
mate.
mate. Bye bye.
That were Richard from Rotherham. Women love him, man wanna go on his boat and drink all his wine. That's about it, really. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to click on the link below that's pinned up in the comment section. Human Nutrients. Have a click on that. Let me know what you think. Pop, pop, bang. We've got Anthony on now from Mexico. We are